Ivana Trump had the looks, the fortune, and the fame, but her glamorous life came with more heartbreak than headlines ever showed. Ivana's first marriage wasn't about love, it was about freedom. In 1971, the young skier from Czechoslovakia married her Austrian friend and fellow skier Alfred Winkelmeyer. It was reported that her lawyer Michael Kennedy said the marriage was never consummated and that the two never shared a home. The arrangement allowed Ivana to obtain an Austrian passport without defecting from communist-ruled Czechoslovakia, a document that let her travel freely and, most importantly, return home without fear. The couple divorced in 1973, the same year Ivana fell in love for the first time with playwright and songwriter Jiří Steidl. But in October 1973, Steidl's sports car collided with a truck and he passed away instantly. A Czech newspaper reported he had, quote, several shots in him and an unknown beauty in the passenger seat. A friend later told Vanity Fair, it probably was Ivana in the car, but she has denied it and I have never pressed her further. Her lover's death left an early imprint of loss on a life that would be filled with both triumph and tragedy. Fast forward to 1990, and Ivana's extremely public marriage to Donald Trump was imploding, in full view of the tabloids.
Do you really think this is the right thing for us to be doing, Ivana?
What will people think?
Let them talk.
On February 16th that year, the New York Post splashed Donald's love life across its front page under the headline, "The Best Sex I've Ever Had."
It's wrong, isn't it?
But it feels so right.
Unfortunately, that headline wasn't about Ivana. The story exposed his relationship with actress and model Marla Maples, instantly turning Ivana's private humiliation into public spectacle.
Frankly, I was dating a lot of people, and I was dating the most beautiful people in the world, and I got tired of it all of a sudden. I got tired.
As for Marla's thoughts on Ivana's hubby,
even though everyone wants to judge me by what he may say, he's a very strong person, he's a very loving person, which sometimes doesn't come through.
In her memoir, Raising Trump, Ivana reflected on that time, writing, "She actively participated in humiliating me in the media and indirectly put my kids at risk for months. I went through hell, and then I was expected to be okay with her being around my children. We all have deep scars from that period of our lives, in part due to her actions."
Did you have to get your ex-husband's permission to write this book?
I really never asked.
She even reportedly underwent plastic surgery after the scandal. But while Maples later married Donald, Ivana kept her dignity, refusing to accept public apologies and choosing to rebuild her life on her own terms.
Well, I tell you, I have changed quite a bit. I will not let men dominate me anymore.
The Trump divorce dominated headlines in the early 1990s, transforming Ivana's private heartbreak into a full-blown media circus.
There's not a lot of disagreement because ultimately Ivana does exactly as I tell her to do.
The split was front-page news for 11 straight days in New York City, with tabloid covers shouting, "Trump versus Trump, billion-dollar blow-up." The legal battle was as public as it was expensive. The New York Times reported Ivana received $14 million, a 45-room mansion, an apartment in Trump Plaza, and the use of Mar-a-Lago 1 month a year, plus $650,000 annually for their 3 children. In her memoir, Ivana wrote, "I can only shake my head at how insane it was. I couldn't turn on the television without hearing my name."
He's not a chauvinist, is he?
Oh, he's the worst.
She later told Page Six, "Am I going to live with the person who says, I'm going to go play golf, and I have to think, is he really going to play golf? I cannot do it. I have pride and I have dignity and stuff like that." Despite her grace under fire, Ivana's first high-profile split revealed a pattern that would echo throughout her life, immense resilience wrapped in heartbreak.
He took the divorce as a business deal, and he cannot lose.
We've now reached Ivana Trump's third divorce. Ivana tried love again in the mid-1990s, marrying Italian businessman Riccardo Mazzucchelli after a long courtship. He proposed twice, and in 1995, Ivana finally said yes. But according to Vanity Fair, the fairy tale sheen faded fast. One socialite recalled, "Ivana was on home shopping. She took cabs, stayed in motel rooms, never said boo. She marries Riccardo, and he starts making demands. He became a prima donna." The marriage collapsed in less than 2 years. After their 1997 split, Ivana told People magazine, "I'm very sad. I cry. I love Riccardo. This is a tremendously hard time for me. It's very painful to go through 6 years of relationship with a person and to be disappointed or filing for divorce or whatever. It was another heartbreak in a string of glamorous but short-lived romances, proof that even the woman who had everything couldn't find lasting happiness in love." In April 2008, Ivana married Rossano Rubicondi. The couple had dated for 6 years before tying the knot, but the warning signs were already there. Their $3 million wedding at Mar-a-Lago almost didn't happen. Just weeks before, police were reportedly called to the estate after a domestic disturbance. The dispute was said to be over their prenup, and tensions spilled into the wedding itself. During his, father of the bride speech, Ivana's son, Donald Trump Jr., issued a joking but ominous warning, saying, "We are a construction company and we have job sites. We lose people. You better treat her right, because I have a 45 and a shovel." Friends privately wished the couple had never met. Sadly, and perhaps unsurprisingly, the fourth time wasn't the charm. Ivana told People Mag, "Rossano wants to live in Miami and work in Milan, but I am a New Yorker, and my family, friends, and businesses are here." When Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign put his family back in the spotlight, Ivana generally supported him.
I wish him all the best. I see that he can do a great job.
But she felt something was missing, her own recognition. She told Time she didn't think people realized how much of her children's success came from her. And she wrote in her memoir, "I believe the credit for raising such great kids belongs to me. I was in charge of raising our children before our divorce, and I had sole custody of them after the split. I made the decisions about their education, activities, travel, childcare, and allowances. When each one finished college, I said to Donald, 'Here is the finished product. Now it's your turn.'"
He did not know how to speak to them in the children way of thinking.
Ivana's frustration wasn't unfounded after all she had done to raise them.
I told them the value not to cheat, steal, and lie, not to take drugs, smoke cigarettes, and surely not the liquor.
Even Hillary Clinton publicly praised Donald's kids.
His children are incredibly able and devoted, and I think that says a lot about Donald.
But to Ivana, it was just one more example of how her unseen labor went unnoticed.
We should have world record-setting fights, but we really don't. We get along very well.
After her 2009 divorce from Rossano Rubicondi, Ivana kept him close, on and off, for more than a decade. The two were often spotted together in New York, walking hand in hand long after their marriage had ended. But in 2021, their story reached a heartbreaking conclusion. Just months after they were last photographed, Rubicondi slipped and fell in his bathtub, striking his head and rupturing a vein in his lung. Rubicondi's parents revealed that he'd been battling liver cancer privately, and that Ivana had been the only one who knew. His father told an Italian talk show, "She called us to express her sorrow and said she will send us Rossano's ashes." Ivana asked if she could keep half the ashes. I said yes. After years of public ups and downs, it was a quiet, tender ending, one that left Ivana deeply shaken and more alone than she'd ever been. In the years after Rubicondi's passing, Ivana withdrew from the public eye. Friends told New York Magazine that she seemed, quote, very, very down, a shadow of her former self. One restaurant owner recalled, "I think Rossano's death sank her. We could see it. The COVID-19 pandemic only deepened that isolation. She became fearful of illness and spent long stretches alone in her Upper East Side townhouse, ordering takeout pasta from her favorite restaurants." One of her friends said, "She was very active before COVID, up at 6 on the treadmill, reading the papers before breakfast. The slowdown made her age." Once known for red carpets and Manhattan dinner parties,
I do what I want to do. I go wherever I want to go, with whomever I want to go to with, and I can afford it.
Ivana had quietly become the opposite of her old self, fading behind closed doors. In July 2022, Ivana's life ended abruptly at age 73 when she suffered a fatal fall inside her Manhattan townhouse. Paramedics arrived to find her unconscious and unresponsive in her pajamas, and she was pronounced dead at the scene, just hours before she was set to take her first flight since the pandemic. Perhaps one of the most tragic aspects of her passing is just how preventable it was. Her longtime pal told People Magazine, "I'm totally heartbroken over it. I think about it all the time. It was so unnecessary for her to die. I told her it was extremely important to get someone to live in the house with her. I said, God forbid you fall down those stairs." Ivana had refused the suggestion. Her friend went on to say, "When someone called to tell me she'd died, I immediately asked, 'Did she fall down the stairs?' I was very angry about it for a long time. This shouldn't have happened." Ivana was laid to rest at Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, a private plot chosen by her ex-husband. But her resting place drew criticism when photos showed the site overgrown and untended. A Dartmouth professor tweeted, "I couldn't believe her 3 kids, whom she apparently loved and who loved her, would allow their father to treat their mother like this." The quiet, isolated grave felt like a somber coda to a life once surrounded by flashbulbs, glamour, and constant motion.